shared. APC presidential convention. Let's talk politics a little bit. And I found out that yesterday, that is one party that has succeeded in creating so much confusion. Some people are talking and the next people are talking. My concern was, why is everybody talking at the same time? Like, I got to my house. This was how it happened. I got to my house and my landlady said, ìwọ mo ti ń dúró dè mo ti jókòó díẹ̀ sí látàárọ̀ mo rí picture kan tí Adamu ti di ọwọ́ Lawan mú. She was basically saying she saw a picture where Adamu was holding, lifting up the hands of Lawan. And I said, that's not true. And she's like, hey, are you sure? And I was like, did you want to kill yourself? He said, and then the next thing is, went on social media again, and she sent me a video of where the NWC members were talking about Adamu spoke for himself, And then the next thing we saw, the Northern governors, another video where Yaya Bello stormed out of the meeting. So I'm just saying, this is one party that has succeeded in grabbing the whole of Nigeria's attention. And then the result was that celebrities went online yesterday and started campaigning for everybody to go get their voters card so seriously because they are simply tired of the drama. And today, the convention starts. Your views?
Before anything, INEC told us that we have well over 20 million voters cards that are not being picked up.
That have not been collected. That people have got to go and collect.
Please.
I have.
Go.
Do you have?
I do. That question is not for me.
With INEC or with yourself? Because
see,
some people have voters card, but it's with INEC.
No, I have. In fact, I can bring it out and show you. I don't joke with that. Please, let us go and collect our voters card. We cannot sit in our houses, in our homes, and complain all the time, or saying, yeah, they know who will win, and we are not doing our own part. Please collect your voters card. INEC, in fact, they've opened the portal again to say, okay, even if you have moved from one point to the other, please go register so that you won't be disenfranchised. You'll be able to vote. Please, we need to do this. We need to put a stop to this. Shenanigans. Now, to convention. Sorry, I should be anywhere from now. I should be flying to Abuja.
You will finish the show.
Anyway, unfortunately, we are here. And I really do not know why APC cannot just hold the part of PDP. Unfortunately, PDP is not the one in power, and yet, even if some people will claim that it wasn't perfect, but they had primaries. I mean, they fixed their time, they fixed their day, they had their primaries, and they had their candidate. So why all these hula baloos? I mean, the APC and here and there, different noise from different quarters. What is the big deal? Why is somebody interested in a particular person? Because, you see, I've said this over time, that if we still run our politics like this, and there's no internal democracy in our political parties, this same way is what we will see in the larger part of the politics in this country. We understand that democracy is a growing
concept
just in Nigeria or in Africa. But the way we are going about it, we don't want democracy to grow. Because the people we pick all this from, they will just be laughing at us that these people they don't even know what they are doing. They are jokers. Because if we want it to grow, Mr. President will not say he was talking to the governor to let him pick a successor. To pick why do you want to pick? You are a member of the party. So we are even complaining that we are fed up, we are tired of this old system. Yet you still you have the gut to tell the people that they should allow you pick your own successors to do what? To
But he
continue
said he
from where
didn't
you.
say that.
No. No. None of them. Look,
We're in the
look,
era of the counting statement. We say and we say we don't say again.
Look, we are very good at your word
We
against
said,
mine. I say I
and
didn't
I
say,
don't
and
say.
all that.
That's
I
not
know,
what I said.
And that is what works in politics. Some, this is the way they do it. They have a particular group of people. They are the ones that will go and say one thing, and then the other group of people are there also to savage what they wait for your reactions.
Oh, when they see that you are,
They wait. That is the reason why, for me, well, I don't have my facts, but the body language and from what we are seeing, Mr. Adamo will not solely come to the party or come to tell them there is a consensus candidate. Who made him the sole proprietor of the party to declare someone a consensus candidate if he does not have some backing from some quarters? No one can tell me that. In the days of former President Obasanjo, when he was campaigning for Yaradua, he went all out. He went public. He was confident about it. He did not hide it from anywhere. In fact, when they were campaigning and people were saying Yaradua was dead, what did he do? He put up a phone call. He put it on speaker. Yaradua, they said, you are dead. Well, so he did all that.
because he needed to defend
He did
what
all that
he stood
because
for.
he was standing by what? I mean, he standing by his choice.
By his choice.
I mean, he wasn't afraid. But what do we have here? A president? Sorry, I don't want to use that word on the national TV. But a president that cannot stand
Don't
his
forget
ground,
that
a president that knows where he's going,
We cannot
yet
pay 3.5
all he's
million.
doing. No, I'm not going to. Don't worry, I won't make you pay 3.5 million. That's the reason why I don't want to use the word. You see, a president cannot make up his mind. A president know where he's going. But what happened between yesterday and today? Yesterday.
But yesterday.
What happened? Some people backed Adamo to carry out that particular task.
That particular drama.
Indeed. Now, when there was reaction, they waited for our reactions.
And then
So when they saw reactions from
They went
people,
back.
and the northern governors insisted, we have made up our mind. This is
what
our
we're
stand.
saying.
We are supporting the southern,
Candidate.
candidate. So we are not relenting, and we are not. They saw that. Then they saw reactions from other, aspirants. So what happened? They had to, Mr. President, presidency or whatever they call themselves, came out to say, "Oh, sorry, Mr. President, Never, now you're telling us, look, you see, like I said, I may not have my fact, but I'm looking at the body language and what is playing out. If Mr. President is saying, I never anointed anyone, you are the same president that spoke with governors to say, give me opportunity to choose.
To pick my candidate.
So now,
and back
let's put it together.
Let's go back to that idea of give me the opportunity to choose my candidate. Okay, so when Femi Adesina got to Spain and he saw the news that was in Nigeria that the president said, "Let me give me the opportunity to choose my candidate," Femi Adesina said he's quite surprised that the journalist that he was there physically like this with his kuro eyes, that the journalists that came for that meeting wrote that because that wasn't what was said. He said that's how they came up with that thing, because not all papers actually, to be fair to them. Our own correspondent, for example, did not carry the story that way. And quite a number of them, and there are people that are accredited to work in the media inside Aso Villa. So I'm just wondering how some got that statement and some didn't. So let's forgive Mr. President, and let's forgive the media team and say it was Ashigo. They did not hear him properly. He said what he said was that they should go make up their minds and make sure that whoever ends up becoming president is an acceptable candidate, not along just ethnic lines, but acceptable and identifiable by the common Nigerian and by the old Nigeria. So that's what he said.
That is deserving. That is deserving. That they have come to because they know that there was. They know that. Okay, now, do you know that as of yesterday?
Yes.
From the 13 candidates.
Yeah.
As of yesterday, they were streamlining into 5. Now we are still waiting for today because they are still going to 2.
They say only Namani has stepped down.
Now today we are still going to 2. Now my question is, This is democracy.
Yes.
Right? And if we want to convince people that indeed we are ready for it, why can't the 13 that you have cleared go on primaries? Why can't the delegates, why can't they convince the delegate? And why can't the delegate vote for this 13?
Okay,
and
so
whoever that wins.
Why can't we, even if you're going to do anything, stepping down, blah, blah, why not do it the way Tambuwa did at the PDP convention, just before the votes?
That's even that. No, that's not even a good one. You don't want that one.
I want Tolani to react.
For you to have a fair, I mean, once 2 + 2 is not equal to 4, then there's a problem. Whichever formula you want to use, there's always a problem. It's just very, very simple thing. You have candidates. You are going to have party primaries. You have delegates coming to vote. It is a very, very simple thing. We've had party conventions. We've had party primaries in times past. Yes, there had been all sort of funny things, vote buying and all that. But can't we just have primaries like that? Put the 13 on the field, let the delegates vote for them, let everybody go home, and let Nigerians sleep in peace.
Okay, so
APC is just one. Okay, yes, they are the ruling party. I mean, there are other parties who had their party primaries, and there's not so much. Like I said, once 2 + 2 is not equal to 4, then there's something wrong. So, some people are trying to play smart.
Okay, so another thing that happened yesterday is the fact that Governor Yahya Bello walked out of the meeting. So there are, I think, about 19 or 17 governors in the north, and 19 governors in the north. Yeah. Of the 19, 14 are APC governors. Now, 13 are saying, let it come to the south. Yahya Bello didn't agree with that. He walked out of the meeting. And they were trying to stop him, some people were trying to talk to him and all that, but he walked out of the meeting. And I like the way Nasir El-Rufai reacted to his walkout. Nasir El-Rufai said he didn't agree with them, but he's one person, it's his democratic right also to not agree, and that's not a big deal. That is his choice not to agree, but the truth is that it's right there. If you have the opportunity to say, let it come to the south. We, as 13, have come together and say, let it go to the south. Yahya Bello disagrees. Why did he disagree? He featured on Seun Okibaloye's show, Politics Today, and he did say that the president, that they all agreed, or they all told Mr. President to choose amongst them whoever he wanted, and that they will agree with him. All of the, he met with the aspirants when he came back from Ghana. They said, all of them said to Mr. President, choose the person you want amongst us. We will agree with you and support the person. But Mr. President said no, he wasn't going to make that choice. So what right then do the northern governors have to now say it goes a particular way? If the man that they feel should have made that choice refuses to make the choice.
For me, I think on this, we still have it shows that we have a long way to go on this growing democracy in this part of the world. We have said this. A political party, Mr. President, yes, is one of the leaders of the party. Good. We have the chairman of the party. We have ESCOs in this party. We have people that are leaders in this party. All that. Now, if we talk about democracy, why should even the governors now tell Mr. President, choose one. And whoever you choose, we will support. I don't know if people feel what I feel. Look, if that is the game they want to play, well, all well and good. But if we are talking about democracy, then this is not democracy.
Not democracy.
This is mediocrity. A group of socialites, a clique of people deciding
for the rest of the people.
So it's mediocrity.
But isn't that exactly what will happen exactly when the delegates also choose? They're just a group of people. I
have said that we are not practicing democracy in Nigeria. I've said that over and over and over. Even on this table, other platforms, I've always said that there's nothing like democracy here. about the system. Even if we are even using the delegate, it's still, we're talking about numbers here. And that is a system we have embraced. The constitution, the laws and all that have made provisions for all that. So if you had made that, yes, we can still even hide that under the democracy. But now, when you now deny people that are supposed to vote the process that this so-called democracy needs to go through, then you jettison that process, and you then go on the what do they call, the emperor, and you decide, no, is in. Mr. President does not have the power to choose the next president for me.
And the bad thing is, they are laying a precedent. As the years
we've been doing that. We've been doing that. Mr. Ambassador did it. We've been doing that. Probably the person that could not do it was Mr. Jonathan. So we've been having it. It's sad. Even the governors, that was what Mr. President told the governors, that look, if you've been doing this in your states, you choose your successors. So please allow me
to do the same thing.
To do the same.
And that doesn't make it right.
That is what we are saying, that I don't see us practicing democracy.
Well, then it seems like that's the kind of democracy that we...
Because if this is, for instance, Mr. President pick a candidate and the governors support Mr. President, and let's even say the political party agree with Mr. President, now they present that candidate to us. We now have the larger election, and that candidate is elected, whether they manipulate or through any means, whatever. Now that candidate is elected. Then they will now call that candidate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Who are the Republic? Who are the people? Now they call it we, but they now call him our President, who I never agreed to, who I never voted for, or who maybe some people voted for. Why? Because that's the person presented to us. Because the system has said, that's what the system has created.
But that's the point here. That's the kind of system that we practice. Atiku emerged because some people presented him to us. They voted. We know how much money. We heard how much money exchanged hands, and finally we have Atiku. And then we went to LP, where everybody, even the people were talking third first, now suddenly began to step down. And then they all presented Obi. And then we have Kola Abiola, who also did wake up one day and say Emilokon, and went to OPRP or whatever the party is called. So you keep having these people who are presented. The people don't matter. It is a system that produces them. At the end of the day, you really do not like any of them, but you don't have a choice. And then the APC has the opportunity to present somebody now by whatever means. They're juggling whether it's going to be zoning or whether it's going to be consensus. Which do you think they should go for?
Neither of the two.
Either of the two.
Neither of the two. Let's have a fair contest. Let's have it. At least is a step towards that towards the direction we want to go. Yes, our constitution is warped. It's not what it should be. But the issue of zoning or consensus is not really leading us right. Let's have a fair, open contest. That definitely would, bring a number of issues up. Would open up, all the things that we feel, okay, it's this way. Some saying that, well, without the North, we can't have a president if they don't support us this way, if they don't support us that way. A fair, open contest, everybody would, okay, this thing was open and it's fair. Because now we're talking about zoning. It's been back and forth for the past few weeks. Been back and forth. Consensus now for the past 48 hours. I'm sure anybody in the media have their eyes glued on breaking news, one thing or the other. So it's, why? Like I said, once there's something shady with this zoning and consensus thing, just make it fair, make it open, let it be fair.
So it really doesn't matter to you whether the candidate comes from the south or comes from the north. Do you share the same?
For me, like I have always advocated for merit. Merit. I don't care which zone this person comes from. Someone that can deliver. Someone that can fix it, someone that understand
The Nigerian system.
Our system, and I can say, okay, out of this, we can bring out of this desert, we can bring out beauty. I want to see that. Having said that, our system, the system we operate, unfortunately, our people, because the constitution didn't state zoning, didn't state it has to come from, there's no provision in the constitution.
But they said the APC constitution
these political parties came with their zoning thing.
And all of this is part of what they have.
Then if you had come with it, and you had agreed that, okay, you want to move from one zone to one zone, so that, I mean, for purpose of fairness, equity, justice, not lobbying something on just one zone and all that. Yes, go ahead and uphold whatever you signed for. You can have a particular person from a particular zone for 8 years, and you still want to retain the same zone. It is absurd.
More so when the results.
And it looks as if that's the point where we now remember that we should allow a free and fair contest, especially when we start talking about the zone that should produce.
Yeah.
When it was Jonathan's time, it was a unanimous decision to say, let it go to this person, and this is where it should come to. Isn't it just natural for us to, as a people, for the sake of what the northern governors are talking about, fairness, justice, and equity, allow it, go to the next zone and flip it? It's just a matter of flipping it. We're not saying there are no better men everywhere, but you can actually find better men.
Different
whatever zone that you go to.
In every zone. In every zone you have better men.
You have.
Okay, another political thing that happened yesterday, although not particularly politics, but for me, it looked more like politics, is the Owo attack. People were attacked on Sunday. It was a brutal attack. As a matter of fact, as I speak right now, myself and my mom were still juggling last night as to who we want to call amongst the family members, because we have family that attend that church. So we were like, Mommy, will you call? She's like, I don't want to, everybody's scared of calling one person to find out what exactly, if they are safe or otherwise. In the midst of all of that, it's quite surprising to someone like me that all of the aspirants, and I'm sincere here, I'm not talking about the governors, I'm talking about the aspirants, because every single person were aspirants. All of the aspirants went to Owo.
That's the way we are.
What is that?
That's the way
we know the people who visit to commiserate at every event. Number one person, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo. On social media yesterday, he said he's professional condolence visitor or something, that he's the one always visiting. And I said that's part of his job. President Muhammadu Buhari at some point has ceded that, responsibility.
That has to him.
Maiduguri, who went? Osinbajo. Kaduna, who went? Osinbajo. Kolade Johnson, who went? Osinbajo. Everywhere the vice president has been going. So it's not strange to me that the vice president went there. But then I wasn't surprised when I saw Chopper dropped, and I don't want to use anybody's title because social media has also given people new titles. But Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was there with a chopper, with the governor of, in fact, the governor of Ondo State yesterday, Akeredolu, was the most exhausted person.
Yeah.
Because
as he was there, as he was
leaving, another one is coming. As he was leaving, another one is coming. And everybody kept going and going. First of all, do you agree with me that it's politics?
It is obviously it's politics, and we are not addressing the main issue. We are not condolence visits will not solve our problem, and all of them going there is just let me use the Nigerian panel to show face. Nobody had come out to say, oh, okay, we're going to address it this way, we're going to do this. It's all politics. It's very painful that people lost their lives, yes. All the donations given to them will not bring it back. That's even if the money gets to them anyway. We have to really, really sit down and talk to ourselves. As in broad daylight, that happened. It just breaks one's heart that by weekend, everybody has moved on. all the
It's not by weekend, though, by today. Because as I yesterday on social media, people were already posting skits and dances, and they were dancing as if nothing grievous happened the previous day.
Well, it's where we are, and the truth is, for this 1 year is just politics and game. So wherever you see these wonderful people coming to you, please don't be carried away.
Understand that it's
believe
politics.
them. Just know why they are there.
Why they are there.
For their own selfish reasons.
Interest.
They have to be there to show face, to say, oh yes, he was there, to win the sympathy of that, that set of, okay, people will say, somebody